Well, this is different. Did you ever wonder what the inside the OD of an R1 rear wheel looks like? Come on, I'll show you. This is a little different than what I'm used to. I never did swap out one of these tires before, but it's really not that bad. They're a little bit, you just got to take a little smaller bites with them and stuff. But this is kind of different. Check this out. Let me see here. Just a minute. Look how these things are like, wow. This is like MotoGP stuff. This is like MotoGP stuff, okay? So here's what it looks like. Look at this. The drop in the wheel where the bead of the tire sets into is, I don't know, it may be the same depth, it may be deep enough, like if you can get your wheel or your tire pressed way down into this area right here, far enough, but look how gradual that this thing is. And I think there's almost a safety bead effect here, okay? And let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, this is kind of like even old school dirt bike stuff, all right? Because we used to run like low air pressures in our dirt bikes, playing in the sand dunes and on the sandy motocross tracks, you know. Trials bikes, the same kind of thing. Run 10 pounds of air on the back of them, and that kind of stuff. Well, and they had safety beads, okay? By that, I mean that there was a place on the rim, a way that the rim kept the tire on the wheel even when it went flat, okay? And on a dirt bike, more for on a motocross bike or a trials bike, more so you could keep motocrossing or trials riding or woods riding or enduro racing, whatever you're doing, okay? On these, I'm sure that this is like a safety feature for like high speed going on the track kind of thing. But can you look at this? Can you see this? I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not on here. But this kind of stuff always intrigues me, all right? Not to see what I can do here. If you look at this wheel, the way that this rim is made, all right, here's the bead that the tire rests against when it seals off, when you put air in it. It rests against this bead, okay? And then if you look right here at my fingertip, my fingernail, look at, can you, I don't know, the sun is in my eyes, so I can't really see if you guys can see this or not. But right here, there's a raised edge. See that right there? See that? Now, that's not common on like our touring bikes and stuff. Maybe it should be, I don't know. You know, just I don't know. It's your call. Okay, but I get it lined up with that box back there. Maybe you can see this better. But I'm going to say there is a good 1/8 of an inch lip right here. Okay, now remember, the tire, the bead of the tire rests against the wheel here. All right, and then this guy right here, now this is really interesting. This is like lower in this area than it is this area, all right? So that bead actually is going to end up setting right down into here, okay? So that little edge right there is what I'm talking about, maybe being, I don't know much about any of this stuff, okay? I'm just a backyard amateur, don't know what I'm doing kind of a guy, but I do know that is not, kind of reminds me of years gone by where where I actually had dirt bikes that had screws, Bultacos. I think it was Bultacos, might have been my Matador that I had a long time ago that had screws through the wheel, through where my thumb is going right here. It actually had screws through there, screwed into the tire to actually hold the wheel on in case it went flat. More modern was the rim lock that fit inside of here and actually put pressure on the back of the tire on the inside of the bead this way and captured the tire, the bead between the rim and the back side of the tire, pinched it that way. Those were kind of fun to deal with when you're trying to change a tire, okay? And especially on a tube tire, which you had to have a tube tire to spoke wheels, okay? But anyway, But this is interesting, okay? So just an eyeball view. But isn't this a beautiful piece of machinery? Look at this thing. Look at the inside. Maggie's rear wheel. This is the inside of an R1 rear wheel, and quite a piece of menagerie. All right. I gotta see. Oh, here's why I had to take this. Here's why I had to change tires. Look at this. Can you see that skunk stripe? I discovered that after putting Maggie against one of the new Corvettes, one of the new Z's, Z06s or whatever they're called, and about 155. I was just kind of like playing with the guy, but I want 155 to 170ish. This little tiny 1000cc R1 did a really good job against that high horsepower Corvette, and but when I got home after playing with them out on the track, we were out on the track, of course. Okay, but after I got done playing with them, I discovered this, and I about fell over. So Maggie's been in quarantine since then. Okay, waiting for me to put new tires on her. So, and that's what I'm in the middle of doing right now. I'm going to try this on my own, see if I can do it. I've swapped a couple different tires. Okay, I have changed tires a few times. All right, and it's an art form, but anybody can do it. It's not that big of a deal. If you watch one of my latest videos with Vaz and I, my friend from Video Arizona from Arizona, he had a nail in his Gen 2, and he did it. It took him about, I don't know, maybe an hour, tearing his bike down and swapping the tires. Nothing to it. So, really, truthfully, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So this one here, I'm going to try this one on my own. You see, I'm about halfway through with it, getting it off. Pretty good experience. Ain't she pretty sitting on the stands? Look at that. Paddock stands, I think those are called. Man, I like this. This thing is so much fun. Totally different. Tweaks is over there, kind of like watching us, keeping an eye out, covering our backs, ain't you, Tweaks? All right. So there you have it. There's where we're at so far. Okay. All right. Get out and ride.